Not a high priority one. Oh, here's one. Defense perimeter.
Yeah, there's uh, the Leaf Tech of Physics has one. A rocket battery. Defense grid under power systems is defense perimeter. Communications is command center. I think that's all. That's like pretty much all the ones you should have access to. There's Node Bank. That's under cybernetics, which is under fabric, which is like in the very bottom. It's goes straight down a little bit to the left. That's like the latest game one. I think there's like one more else, but I'm getting before. Just clicking. Oh, and there was that one.
учиться niszczy.
I think the AI's got too big, which is why it's taking the loading screens.
Yeah, it's because they've been left to their own devices, and they like haven't been killing each other that much, which is usually the only thing that slows them down. Oh yeah, I've been able to. I've been able to do a coup d'état on Freeland for like ever, and I'm pretty sure I would have succeeded, but I didn't want to do it because I actually think it would have like cost me the game because it would have put me at like negative infinity and happiness. Also, they usually declare war on you and so you just take it back.
Yeah. It just seems like something you would do if you're like actively in war with someone, so you have units to reinforce.
Oh, it's something if you plan to go to, if you have like, if you don't like them at all,
Yeah.
and you're not in like a dire war, like you should definitely do it because it like destroys whoever you do it to, and like even if they declare war on you, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get my capital back really quick, and then you can take like their satellite cities quicker.
So apparently tier 3 artillery are fucking super strong.
Yeah, tier 3 is when they get really good.
I have
Tier
to
3 is
attack with
actually
like
like,
I have to attack with like 5 things to kill it.
oh, he has tier 3 stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Pretty much why I had absolutely 0 units to defend Santo Egea.
And I was like, because you keep taking it back so quick, I'm like, I was thinking like, oh, there's no way I can like seize the opportunity, and then it's been happening like nonstop. I'm like, oh, I guess it is something I can do.
It's more of just we were fighting in that area. So every turn, like, we would have enough firepower to take the city since it has really low defense.
Yeah,
But neither of us could really just, like, completely wipe the other person because we had to focus on the city.
yeah, it's like there's this weird like tag you play with cities in this game, which I don't know. I don't know. I just find that cheesing cities is one of the best changes they made from like Civ 4.
What do you, wait,
Uh,
what do you mean?
like in Civ 5, like you couldn't really cheese cities. Like if you could cheese a city, like you had to do it. Like there was like setup and shit you had to do. Like it wasn't like in this game where it's like, oh shit, he declared war on me. And he took like 3 armors, and I haven't built a wall that's like over. Like it didn't really happen like that in Civ 5. It's a lot harder to take a city. Like it was, you almost always needed like artillery or a bunch of like archer things
Yeah.
or like such high quality like melee units for the time that they
I think if you performed that attack on Cinderella in Civ 5, it would have worked too.
um I don't think so because I pretty much just used like
Yeah, I mean,
longsword.
I mean, you'll notice like late game sometimes in Civ 5, I'll just attack a city and they'll only have like one thing defending it. I'll just take it absolutely instantly.
Yeah. Well, that's like late game.
And like in mid game, like sometimes I would make a huge army and then I would attack a city and it wouldn't be that defended and I would take it completely instantly. Like I would like I completely overproduced to take the city.
Yeah, you do that all the time in Civ 5 to me. You do it all the time. You like OTK me with
Like I tried to do it this game, but like it just became well. I mean, this game I wasn't trying to just like surprise and just OTK it, but I was trying to get to a point where I could just waltz in and like do it, something like that. And you managed to produce more science than I expected, and I could never like uh I was always like on par with you in science.
it. Yeah. Um. I mean, like I said, like Aeon was in like completely surrounded with no workers for most of the game, and it was growing on par with your satellites. And it had no farms. It had literally just two algae barges, and it was keeping up in food with both your cities. That's what I was talking about. Like farm planes suck. Like unupgraded
No, but
farms
like
are.
just like a city with like a shit ton of health, a city with a shit ton of pop is absolutely like on not important. It doesn't do anything.
No, it does a lot of things with all the updates to the game they made. Population's way more valuable.
How is what does it even do?
They made it so you get like science per population now, and then you can work tiles, and tiles have a lot of value in this game.
Well, I mean,
Like
like they have a lot less value if they're nothing but farms.
that's what I'm saying is when you have nothing but farms, population has no value.
No,
Even though
I mean, like I could have made my cities have like even like more farms, and but I like at the point that I made them, it was like they were
well,
working all their important tiles.
you made farms on like every tile you could make farms on.
What? No, I was making generators and shit.
Well, you were making generators in your capital because your infrastructure was getting too large. You had too much army.
I did it in like Manuel and San Andreas as well.
I mean, you don't have a single generator in San Adrio.
I mean, like maybe when I like put my maybe when I put my workers in like auto make near the like when I got bored of microing them, they like changed it back. But
They've
I don't know.
never.
It's at least in Manuel I had generator. Yeah, here's one.
Well, you have an unfinished one right there. And then that looks like yeah. You have one finished generator on my screen, and then that's an unfinished generator right there.
But yeah, I mean, like where else would I expand? I don't understand. Like I
Um,
feel like how is the titanium and Feraxite like not valuable enough to settle a city there? And if it was on par with.
because the city is garbage.
But like how is it garbage?
As demonstrated, the city was so bad that even with two of them over me, I was still on
But
par
like
with
I
the
had
guy.
I was on par with Iron. That
And I
was the
had no
point.
trade routes and
I
multiple
also
tiles.
had no trade routes.
You had trade routes to your cities. That means
That
you
was
were
it. That does gives you like 4 production and like 2 like food.
it gets you food and production, which means you can
Gives
produce
you
more.
like no food in production though.
It mostly gives it to your capital because I don't know if it's on purpose or it's a bug,
No,
but
it's on purpose.
I still had that. I still had like no tile improvements and the city down on me, and I was still like that's what I'm saying. Is your city at best is still trash.
No, but I mean like
Literally.
but like I took that because then it would like because the titanium would help me keep you on no tile improvements in Iron. And then because I had Munyel, I was like Munyel will make it so that I can now like because
Manuel's not
Sinodria will be on
bad.
par with Iron, Munyel will should be able to just give me an advantage.
Apple is not that bad of a city because you have a couple like not default tiles in there. Santo Adrio is really bad because at best you have like 4, 5 grassland farms. That's like no 4. That's literally your peak.
But that
of
that was my production city. And my
It's not a good
Firaxite
production
city.
city either.
How's it not a good production city?
It's got a titanium and that's it. That's
And
the only
like a bunch and like hills and like
Hills
gold
not that
and
great for production.
basalt.
Give 3.
Yeah, that's pretty damn
Basalt is
good.
literally a default hill of 1 energy. It's really no. Basalt is literally a default hill. Basalt on a hill is literally a default hill. It doesn't give anything. The only reason it's giving me 1 bonus energy is because of my thing. Like Basalt's the worst thing in the game. It's only good on like grasslands because it gives you food and production.
But like that Synergio has had more like production tiles than like
Like
than
you never want to work a mine, like almost ever.
why would
Like
you not want to
period.
working a mine's
So
great. They're like
that
fantastic.
if you I don't know, if you didn't go supremacy with which is a range oriented society early game range. So like it works kind of well with what's the space?
Wait, how is it ranged?
All the specific units are ranged.
That's not
Like
true.
yeah, it is.
No. For example,
Angel,
the CNDR. I mean, like,
CDR is a specific unit. Every single faction has the same exact unit. They're all the same. 2 movement, like 22 to 26 combat strength. Requires 1 specific resource.
yeah,
They're
but
all the
but
same.
like you get it from. It says wait. Like it's under tactical robotics. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone. I have Xeno Swarm, and then there's Battle Suit. They all are the same thing. They all have 2 move and a little over 20 combat strength.
Yeah, and like late.
They're
They don't
based
get
on
like
the
how
that you need.
how many affinity points do you need to get an angel?
An angel, 10, 12.
12.
12.
All right, so that doesn't even matter.
What do you mean?
Like at that point, I would get that, but I didn't have that much.
Like Saber.
I was about to
Angel.
get Saber, but I mean I didn't have that much for actually.
I mean, Carver is just a slight twist. Everyone has like a second melee unit upgrade. So Carver is the same as what's it called? It's just a little more combat strength for 1 less movement. I guess you could call it different. Um,
But I mean like the point is that at this point in the game, it didn't like the fact that they were like range late game doesn't matter right now.
I guess that's still true. But that's what I'm saying is like, had you gone, the reason I think I'm ahead of you on Infinity.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because Supremacy has a shit ton of like really cheap early game affinity things that are worth it. And then the other ones are all like really hard to get leaf text with almost no bonuses. Like after that, like climate control is like a peacetime thing. Geoscaping's peacetime. Alien materials is super late game. Protogenics isn't even that good. It's like late game. Euthenics is like really late game. I accidentally put. Collaborative thought is like alright. It's like your only mid game option. And other than tactical robotics, like I have like tissue engineering, swarm robotics, alien adaptation, swarm intelligence. Those are all in tier 2.
I mean,
so, like,
if when I look within the first 2 like tiers, I only see Purity having like 1 more, and I see
because you're the earliest game.
and Harmony only has like 5.
Yeah, Harmony is the latest game.
Yeah, how do you have like so much affinity points? I don't like where did you get them from?
Alien biology, alien adaptation, alien domestication, swarm intelligence, swarm robotics.
Where's hold on. Wait, swarm intelligence, Swarm Robotics, you say?
Yeah, it's under Tactical Robotics. I forget what it was
Okay.
after.
What's after that?
I think that's it.
Then how do you have so much? That was like way less. How do you have nearly that as much of affinity?
I don't know. Alien Domestication's worth a lot because they're second tier ones. They give way more than yours. Also, like, what do you have? Power systems, autonomous systems, tactical
I
robotics.
have synthetic thought, autonomous systems, power systems, tactical robotics, collaborative thought. Wait, I think I might have skipped one there. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Oh yeah, I was about to get another one.
I have five and you have four,
Yeah. No,
and
I have 5.
wait,
Yeah.
really? Oh, okay. Swarm robotics.
You're only like 1 ahead of me. No, you're like 2 ahead of me right now. I mean, I'm about to gain the next one, just if I like research anything, I think. But I mean, like, it seems like from this current state of the game, you wouldn't be able to, like, I have some, like, I still have climate control I can get pretty easily. Also, I counted wrong earlier. But I mean, like, I can get climate control really easy right now. Like, the way it looks like for you, to get another one just from, like, ticks, you have to, like, go all the way to the late game ones and spend, like, forever getting them.
Tissue engineering is really cheap.
Tissue engineering, that is...
And yeah, tissue engineering is the last mid game one.
I don't... Where's...
It's under.
Oh, yeah,
It's,
that's just, like, a tier 2 one, though.
yeah, but it's still another
Oh,
tier
1,
two.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I see. You do have one more within the tier 2 rings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So we have the same amount within the first 2 tiers.
Oh, and then I also have photo systems, which is within 17 also. So two more mid game ones I can get really quick.
Photo systems?
It's under. It's above.
Oh,
Chemistry.
yeah. Wait, hold on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only 6, though, which is the same amount. How many do you have from text right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
One there. One there. Three. That's four. That's five. Yeah, I only have five.
Yeah, so we have the same amount from text, and yet you're like 2 ahead of me.
I have. I don't know. Alien Domestication gives a shit ton of points. Like it gives more than your. It gives 32. You have one. You have 125. And you have an 18, a 12, and 18. Where's your fifth one? I'm only counting four.
Synthetic, autonomous power
Oh
systems,
yeah, you
tactical.
have collaborative,
Yeah.
which is 25. I don't know. How many quests have you done?
Um.
I had a really. I got a quest on like turn 5 that required uh, alien ethics, which is a late tier 2 tech, which usually means those are like the sleeper OP quests, which is also part of the late game. Like there's a lot of really early supremacy quests that will give you an edge, like get you to like 4 or 5, or even just like out of 0 really quick. But they're worth like jack shit late game because they're not like that many late game things.
Let's
They
see,
count.
completed quest. So, do you want me to just tell you the ones that have like the affinity thing on them?
Yeah,
So I've got familiar exotics,
I got
familiar
that.
familiar
How much?
exotics chapter 2, and occupational hazard are the
Oh,
only like affinity ones.
how many gets? How much did you get from familiar exotics? How many affinity points?
Um, I mean, let's see.
If you click on it, it'll tell you.
I guess 10.
I got 20.
How'd you get fucking 20?
You. How much did you get from occupation? Oh wait, you didn't do occupational. You.
Occupational hazard, I got 10.
I I got 16. You're popping your quests too early because you're too intent on early game victory.
I didn't know they changed.
Yeah, of course they changed. Your scale less than mine too, but
Why would they give more affinity later if you complete the same quest later?
because it's harder.
How is it harder?
Um, because the requirements
It's the
change.
same quest though. I don't.
Well, see, things like what's it called? There are quests that are like found a city near something or build a quarry. Well, if you get that quest and you don't find the city or you've like expanded enough, you can't expand anymore, or you can't build a quarry until you build another city. You have to wait longer to cash in on that quest. Also, it's like opportunity. If you cash in your quest early and then you go through text really quick, technically you should be replacing the quests faster and you might get more in the end. But if you can't complete the quest and you let it sit and then complete it, and you don't randomly get another quest, you wouldn't, then you technically get more. Also, as much as I'd like to say this was their attempt at game balance, I don't think this was intentional. Even though it does seem that like your early game strat, like I said, drops off after turn 150.
I mean, this game I wasn't intending on just like cheesing early game. I was just intending on like keeping you limited while I macroed behind it.
I mean, I don't have enough map data, but I'm seeing a coastal city with 6 Phyraxite. There's a derelict settlement. It has algae, 7 petroleum, and a fungus, which would put it at a
Where do you
really
see petroleum?
it's way off the coast, but it's within 3 tiles. Pretty much, if you found
If
on
I
the
found it over there, I'd have like it'd be like right next to the mountains though.
let's see. You have a bunch. You have hills for production, like you said. You have a couple plains for farms. You have all the sea tiles to give you a bunch of food and energy. The algae, the petroleum,
Yeah,
the
but sea
phyrex.
tiles, I don't know. They don't give you food and energy until you like start like putting into them.
It's a tier 1 tech that gives you it, and it's a really cheap building, and it's a really good building. So it's like I would say you could skip out like you if you replace power systems, you would get biochemistry.
I mean, yeah, I didn't get power systems until I think I got tactical robotics.
Well,
I don't know.
technically, power systems does give you +1 to quarries, so I guess your assault was giving you 4 production, which is worth it. 4 production's enough. 3 production's not. 3 production's not.
Wait, battle suits built out of titanium?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. They have 24 strength, so
They should.
it's kind of
I had no idea that thing is built out of things that weren't the like the
yeah.
main three things.
So floatstone is the rarest natural like resource because the way I don't know exactly how it works, but Fraxite just seems to be like decently everywhere randomly. Um, what's it called? Biomass, xenomass will be in huge, likely condensed areas where there because the map spawns at one area where there's tons of xenomass because there's tons of aliens, and there's always a lot of xenomass next to each other because they want the alien nest to be condensed on the map design. But floatstone is like very random. Like there's 2 in my city. There's two. There's 3 between like Sano Adriani.
I had 9 floatstone.
Another 3 in Manila, and that's like
There's
pretty
6 in Manuel.
6 small.
Yep.
Oh. And then you get some like there, but it's very like spread out. Well, you have the 2 Fraxite right there. I don't know if you have any other Fraxite other than that one you have there.
No.
Then I have 2 Xenomass in my capital, and then there's like some directly south. So like technically, if I could have placed the city down more, I could have had 3 in it. Is that titanium? No, that's technically not Light City. Wait, what did you do with your virtues this game?
I think I wouldn't do it. I think this game I went down like 5 in prosperity, which is what I always do.
Wait,
And then
really?
yeah,
Interesting.
because it gives the free colonist unit and 30% speed toward outpost growth, and the extra food I think is useful.
Well, you
And
really into
um
that.
and then after
What?
that I decided to go down industry, but I think if I was to do it again, I'd go down knowledge.
Um, I mean, you can go for an early expansion strat, but I don't recommend ever going down prosperity again. It's like really lame. Like like the 30% speed toward outpost growth is like deleted from like running error because pretty much it might take 1 turn off the last tile it adds, but it divides by 3, right? Well, it goes 1 turn, 2 turn, 2 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn, 4 turn. So you save 2 turns in total per outpost. In
I
my
mean, I don't
opinion.
actually think I don't think the outpost growth is actually that good. But
Yeah,
I think the free
the,
colonist unit is amazing.
free colonist is like
And free worker unit's also really good.
free worker is like
I just
like
personally believe the first 5 of those are just way stronger than like the rest of it, and it's really good.
well, it's true. Prosperity is like really worthless pretty much after that.
I think that part of my build was fine. I think maybe I could have picked like the
Still,
weird different expand spots. I think
your 5 virtues are really cheap. So where you put them is actually where you probably want to be rooted deeply because that's where like you're investing heavily. Then after that, you're gonna get very slow virtues. So ones that don't synergize with what foundation you set aren't gonna be very good.
like what did you go down?
What I like to do a lot, which works super well in my opinion, is you go down knowledge, and the first you go foresight, and then depending on how close you are to getting an expedition field research, then social mores, then laboratory apprenticeship, and then you get cohesive values, and then put up 2 points in industry to get the free thing, and then you can either finish off, you can put another one in, put it in creative class, and then your next virtue after that will get you the synergy bonus, which is really good because when you go down any of the ones except for industry, you usually run into energy problems because there's like no early game energy, and if you don't have like rivers or like you get lucky with energy tiles, you don't. There's like it's really hard to actually just make energy.
Yeah,
Like
that's why I usually like pick industry second, because I just am
yeah,
like, all right, free energy. Also, I think because of how they do like the virtue tree, where it's like if you get a bunch of tier 1 techs, they synergize together. That I think doing this is fine. 'Cause, like at least they like that seems like it's attempted to balance that
I
specifically.
I don't think prosperity is the right one because the only one I see being that worth is the free colonist. A free worker is not because if you went down industry, you would make enough energy by like to get a free worker anyway. It
Yeah,
would
but
probably
think about how
go down
quickly I get the free workout really quickly.
in 2 turns. Yeah, I mean 2 things. True, but for you that's really slow because you start with 1 culture per turn. Like I had I had my first affinity on turn 2, and then I had my second one on turn 3. So I went through mine really quick, but I put 5 in knowledge and then like 5 in industry, get the synergy, and then I start just going for the really worth shit. Like I got community medicine to get some health. meta research methods so I could get text faster, and then information welfare. And then I went, and then that's all I have in knowledge. And then I went investment and industry is really good. And then alternative markets is so good. I'm getting like, it's 18 times 3, so 54. Yeah, I'm getting 54 energy just from that one thing, which is
I have like literally no trade routes, so I don't know how I could take advantage of that.
I mean, if you didn't declare war on me, you could just trade with Kyu Gungan and Death Balloon.
Yeah, but
And
then like you could trade with them. You see.
we could both trade with them just fine.
But then I'm not getting like gaining any benefit though.
Yeah, you are. You're
If
trading.
we're both getting the same benefit, then there's no benefit gained.
No. It's what you do with the benefit that matters. Because your cities were like at like Sano in Drario is probably one of the best possible outcomes for like like your strategy of getting a titanium, because it's get titanium, it's like, farms and shit carry you through the early game enough that it doesn't really matter. And then the Fraxite, so like I thought it was gonna be over once you got CNDRs, but I happened to get mine at the same time, so I was able to counter. So, but after that point, that city just kind of became a letdown, because Aeon's the same thing, except it has silica, which is really good. Silica is like probably the best natural resource, like not thinking resource, because it gives you 2 science, 3 production when improved, and then 2 production, 2 science, and then everything else that's on the pile. So that's like, it's better than copper in every way, because copper only has 1 science, and that's with the building. Well, copper gives energy. Copper's okay. And then I have the titanium. And then the algae is a lot of food. It's food, production, and energy. So it's like pretty much 2 farms put together. You trade 1 production turn into 2 energy. So I don't know. And that helps a lot, because the difference between taking like 20 turns and like 12 turns to grow is like 2 food. So that's like 6 to 8 turns of growth, just of like having any like a fungus or fibers or a chitin. Like literally, me just having this fiber plantation is, compared to a farm, is having your engineer upgrade that you start with. It's like right there. That's 2 production.
I mean, yeah, but you didn't really ever have that fiber.
I've had that. The fiber was the second tile improvement I ever made.
But it was like pillaged.
I mean, it was pillaged forever. But that's also what I'm saying. Is like literally just being on a river and having like a xenomass well, like, was more than your like 2 cities combined. Like just the xenomass well has been giving me a total yield of 14.
Is this a thing I was thinking about like recently?
Farms.
I was thinking about I was thinking about getting the like I had Xenomass in my capital, but I never improved it because I was like, that's Harmony shit, so I just didn't get it. Is it? I think it's like bad to think about it like that, and maybe I should just pick up all the strategic resources I have, regardless of whether or not the same infinity.
Floatstone only gives 3 energy. Xenomass, yeah, Xenomass gives you like 5 food and like 2 energy when improved. It's pretty good, and it has a lot of building just with that tech, you have the Xeno Nursery, which tech requires 2 harmony, but the Xeno plant gets 3 energy and then 1 on the Xenomass. And then if you pick up genetic design, which you will if you want any either transgenics or social dynamics, which are mid to late game health, you get the cloning plant, which gives production and food. So like the Xenomass just gets worth and worth and worth and worth.
Oh, what does alien genetics do with it?
Alien genetics.
You said alien genetics, didn't you?
Fine, it's right above it. Sorry, you get cloning plant.
Cloning. Where?
It's right above alien genetics.
Oh, okay.
It's there. The cloning plant's building.
I see.
And then each of those buildings upgrades really good. Xenofuel plant lets you choose between 3 energy and 2 science on all of your Xenomass spells the rest of the game, or 1,000 energy right there. And then Xeno Nursery is 5 Xenomass for the rest of the game, or 450 science, which I took the 450 science, which got me robotics and swarm robotics in 2 turns, because it's a lot of flat science.
Oh, what is geothermal used for?
I don't even have the tech.
Yeah, what is it? What is it used for?
Oh,
it's orbital shit, right? Yeah, it's orbital shit.
That's petroleum. Geothermal's for like specific wonders and energy. It's like a harmony thing. Harmony gets a bunch of bonuses from it. That's about it. Like harmony gets the Gaian well, and I think they have like quests that improve their geothermal wells. I don't know. All I know is I don't like to go harmony unless I have a very like safe start, because they have the best growth potential of any of the factions. Because all your like affinity texts that you rush give you really good wonders and bonuses, like genetic mapping for Gene Vault, and then Ectogenesis Pod and Alien Genetics. And then you can either choose to go get your battle suits at that point. If it's really peaceful, you can go for vertical farming, which is at biology, which is like up and to the left, which makes your farms even better. Or you could go, if you want your floatstone, you just get terraforming, and then you can get biospheres, which gives you 10% food growth carryover, which is good. I mean, if you just grab Ectogenesis Pod and vertical farming, your farms give 2 food and an energy, which essentially doubles their yield for plain farms. They become like really powerful. And then you get the Gene Vault early. So that's if you go. My favorite thing to do in this game is to go harm Purity. Go the 5 knowledge, 5 industry on the Pan Asian, because they get the wonder production. You get the wonder production from that, and then you can just get the Gene Vault and Ectogenesis Pod built really quick, and you have super high pops, so you have high production, high everything, and then you can just pump out a city really quick mid game, and when you trade with it, it gets a huge like amount of food because your capital is like super fed.
Holy shit! This weather controller is like amazing.
Oh yeah, those are really good too. Weather controller and the orbital fabricator are both really powerful. I really like grabbing weather controller and just putting them on your coast, and it just makes algae and what's that called for you. It just constantly makes it. because it doesn't make things on improved tiles. So it's kind of hard to like just kind of like put it in your city because it means you have to leave unimproved tiles lying around, which is kind of bad.
I mean, you can just like undo them when you get the controller up, right?
Yeah, you would. The way it works is you have to like when you place it, it recognizes what tiles are valid, and then it pre-picks them, and then it randomly over the course of its period randomly will pick one of those turns to drop them. I think they made it so the second one won't drop until almost the last turn or the last turn. Because there's a thing where the weather controller was meant to be like you might get one or two over 40, but it would drop both of them really quick, and then
And
you
then
would
you
just
would like
drop
delete it and then build another one.
a new one, and you just like in like if you got lucky within 10 turns, you would get like three tile improvement things, which was like really good. But yeah, using orbital fabricators on coast gives you petroleum. So like petroleum isn't I don't mind that it's really rare in this game for that reason. Because technically it's like really easy for you to get. Um, the orbital fabricator like loves to make titanium. It really loves to make titanium. It's like its most common thing to make. It makes
Where's the orbital fabricator?
it's like along the line, terraforming. Then it has the leaves for it. Go down the planetary engineering and then go down the geoscaping. It's right there. It's the same thing
Ooh.
for strategic resources,
Okay.
and it gives production.
What counter strategic resources? I'm assuming just the one. No, yeah, actually, I think actually no. Never mind. It's all the ones at the top, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
So I've had
Okay.
it. I have never seen it make Fraxite, but I've seen it make everything else. But I haven't used them that much. I mostly, like I said, use them on my coast tiles. So, so like coast tiles scalable in the late game if you get that tech, because you get like pretty much algae in everyone, or in petroleum. And like in AN, if I were to have one of those, I would place it over like my hills, so hopefully my hills would get something for them. Well, technically, desert hills are really good because desert hills give one energy for no downside, and then Beryllium makes them give one food. So having a Beryllium, which is like you should have it. It's like a really early on thing. It gives you food. Um, makes is equivalent to that one wonder Petra from Civ 5 because it gives a food and an energy, which is like a gold to like all the. I think Petra also gave a. It also gave a production, but
Yeah, Petra is fucking crazy.
Petra was like you counted the number of like
He was stupid good.
yeah, it was stupid good in the right maps.
I think I'm just gonna work on making my cities really strong, and then like I need to
I
know
mean,
what I need to know like what things to get to have my cities become strong, and then when I figure that out, then I think I'll be able to
and I can help you
make
with
this
that
work.
because that's like all my experiences in that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Your early game strat works really well because if like you're adjacent to me, I think this is the first time I like haven't lost, just because it's so good. But it does have some drawbacks, mostly in affinity, and you can't be too picky about where you place your cities because like the other CD I was talking about, the Fraxite and the Petroleum, was like really good, but it doesn't have titanium, so it would be like it wouldn't. I don't know. It'd be a little
Like
precision strategy.
every time I've tried, like I think the last game we played, where I got like a really shit start, there was
Yeah.
like there was like a place kind of like this on the coast, and I tried to make it work, and it just failed really horribly. Like it just refused to grow. Because like you have to like pretty much buy the you have to pretty much buy the petrochemical plant, no, the water refinery for it, and then it
Well,
only
yeah,
starts getting like mediocre growth.
with the
I
water
find.
refinery, it should start growing pretty well.
The thing is, it only like adds up to like just like oh like um if I was to just found a city and then didn't do anything until I could buy a certain building for it, that's equivalently. I feel like that's the same thing.
Thing is,
And then having it, and then every time I tried to like combat how much your cities grow by doing that, it falls really far behind.
I don't know. With the fungus and that, if you literally work the algae, the fungus, and then like
Well, the
pretty
fungus
much
are also on miasma, so I have to like go in. I have to get the miasma thing first too.
you can build a plantation in like 5 turns. You don't need that.
Yeah, but it's only a hill, so that makes it harder to do because I have to move in, and then I can't build it entirely. I have to move out, then heal up, and then go back in.
Being on a hill doesn't take it longer to
It
build.
makes it
It
so
means,
that it means the turn that I move into it, I can't start building immediately.
right, it means you take one more
So
tick a day.
it'll probably take it actually ends up taking like 2 more turns.
Takes one more turn. Because you
Alright.
shouldn't have to move your guy off the hill because it only takes 6 turns to build a plantation.
Like
So that's
currently my mid game strategy for macroing is to just get a bunch of science and shoot for any affinities I see. And I think that's pretty much my downfall.
I mean that's not. It is for supremacy because shooting for the mid game stuff gives you like nothing. Like synthetic thought, you get synthetic thought for the saber, but you can't use the saber forever because you're not gonna have enough affinity for it. And you're like, all right, what else am I get? Collaborative thought. I don't really get that much. You get like you get I mean you get the culture, you get the Neurolab and the Holosuite, which are actually really good. But if you don't build the precog project, collaborative thoughts are like a lot of science for not that much affinity. And then tactical robotics, like I don't really like getting text like that just for the affinity, unless I really need that affinity, because I find that like especially after they nerf them,
Well,
the
the thing with tactical robotics is that it's right next to like something you would get anyway, cause it's next to the
well yeah.
fractite mine.
But then after that, you're like, what's next?
There's some
Like nothing.
Okay.
You actually.
Hold on a second, Capone.
Alright.
gonna go restart my computer.